Get headphones right there. Hey there. Wake us up. We need to be closer to it now. But it's You are tuned into the Bianca Burwell Show on the Beat Judge Radio, your top 40 pop and R&B station, the new beat of Atlanta. Man, that was loud when I first started. Huh?
Yeah, it was loud.
Yeah, my bad. I was a little excited. What's going on, Dougie Fresh, man? I haven't seen you in a minute.
It's been a while. Glad to be back by popular demand. Shock the motherland.
We
New sensation sweeping the nation.
Is that what it is?
Yes, it is.
All right. You got a lot of stuff you're going to talk about today?
We got a lot of stuff.
A lot to cover.
Lot to cover. We got a packed house today.
Yeah, we do.
There's so many stories going on. I'm just trying to stay up on it. Still prepping. Still getting news. Real-time news.
Real-time stuff.
Exactly.
Nothing wrong with that. Well, let me just let you guys know right now, the phone line is burnt out. That's what happened. It died. They're sending us a replacement part, so... You know when they say 3 to 5 days, Doug? I don't look for it in no 3 days.
Give it 6.
That's usually what happens. They're not going to send it that soon. They're just not going to do stuff like that. But we appreciate everybody for tuning in. So you still can communicate with us. How you say? You can go to thebeatjazzradio.com, click on Watch Live. The Q&A board is up. All you got to do is click to join the conversation, type, and we will see it right there on the screen. Give us about 20 seconds lag time now. And for those that want to hear the show, but you know they don't have internet access, just dial 401-347-0418. That's the listen line. That one didn't burn out.
Nope.
You can go there and listen. And that is, like I said, the listen line, 401-347-0418, the listen line. And like I said, if you want to see everything that's happening, just go to thebeatjazzradio.com, click on Watch Live. I'm going to bring you up to date, Doug. When we come back, the first segment, we're going to chit-chat about Chattanooga and some stuff, man, because we haven't talked in a while. You know, we got some things happening and some news. And I know you got stuff, so we're going to talk about that. And New Order is in the building. We got Mark Bell, Mayor Bell. We got him in the building, and we have Miss Ethel in the building as well. So we're going to see what's going on with our community gut check. I said duck check. You see how you get tongue?
Yeah, you get slip on
community.
that.
Gut check. You know, we gotta have that. So give it like right here on the Bianca Burwell Show. We're gonna start off with a little bit of old school, not too old though, a little 90s hip hop a little bit. Then we're gonna bring it up a little bit closer. Give it like Bianca Burwell Show. Dougie Fresh, keep rising to the top.
Hi, I'm Doug, by the way.
Sorry.
It's just that I don't want it to harm them. If it's going to be published, then is that a problem?
And Arts State Shopping, located in the Atlanta metro area. Now, if you don't live in the Atlanta area and have pre-recorded shows, we have time slots available for you too. Don't delay and email us today to beatjosh. You are tuned into the Bianca Burwell Show on the Beat Josh Radio, your top 40 pop and R&B station, New Beat of Atlanta. Just to let you know, so that y'all don't tell me via social media and stuff like that. We know that the phone is not functioning properly right now, so we have a replacement piece on the way. Just gotta say that. Doug, what's going on, man? I haven't talked to you in a while. I haven't seen your face in a minute. What's that?
You know, I got video out there.
No, man, I'm talking about in the building.
In the flesh, 3D.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
All right. Then just trying to figure it out, man.
Trying to figure it out.
I know I was suspended for about, what, 2 weeks?
Here we go.
So I had to come back and serve my time.
Don't even believe that.
As a two-time offender.
Don't believe that. Don't believe it.
So I'm back. But no, I had a chance to do some family things. I had to go out of town and just got to handle my business. So I'm back, re-energized and ready to go.
Ready to rock?
Ready to go. A lot going on in sports. We could talk about the past, but so much going on in the present.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I mean, every time I look up, there's something new, something developing. So it's old news. Let's make it new news.
I'm looking forward to hearing that segment.
So.
But you said you went out of town.
Yeah, I went out of town.
You know, the station went up to Chattanooga.
Okay.
And Chattanooga, Tennessee.
This weekend, Saturday.
Yeah, this past weekend, Mocha Restaurant and Music Lounge. And I want to thank again the owners, Sharon Kelly and her daughter Cherry Hutchins, for allowing us the opportunity to come in there and do our thing. The Acoustic Cafe Experience is the name of it. And we had the live band there, and we had basically his performances, quote, unplugged. And I loved it. And I like live entertainment anyway. I've always loved live entertainment. And whenever I can have the opportunity to give a platform to artists that they're just beyond the open mic kind of stage, but not quite to getting a deal yet, that group right there, it's a big group. That group right there, just giving them a platform and bringing the audience, and we had the step and repeat. We did the whole red carpet thing. I had the remote, set up for, we broadcast, and I played a few of actually all of the interviews that I did right after, the red carpet. It was great. Then the people were all, man, we had folks in Chattanooga, they supported. And folks came from Alabama, folks came from Nashville, they came from South Carolina and some parts of Georgia.
So it was a packed house.
It was packed, line out the door.
Wow. How did the stream go okay?
Yeah, the stream was cool, but I had so many things that were happening. I mean, I didn't do the live stream of the performances. That's pay-per-view. And we're still going to do the pay-per-view thing later on. But, we streamed the interviews. We filmed them. I mean, we did the stream for the interviews, and we also recorded the audio. Okay. So that was hot.
A lot of good talent out there, down there.
Yeah, it was.
Up there.
We had Jerry Cooper, and he'll tell you himself he's a country boy, and yes, he is. Have mercy. Country boy. So he played all kind of stuff. He was playing Jerry Lee Lewis, and then he broke out in some other stuff. I mean, he was performing on that stage. You hear me? He had that guitar. He was like on the floor, up. But we was like, all right, just don't fall off, because we're gonna have no insurance to cover that. We had spoken word artist Erica Blackman. Phenomenal job she did. Phenomenal. The band accompanying her. Just having the band, to me, that's always been great, because you get so much more than a track. Because a track is 3 minutes and 30 seconds. That's what your performance is, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. But with the band, you want them to go up, they go up. You want them to bring down, they bring it down. You want to, break it down, they can, they can do all kinds of stuff. And they did that. We also had a gentleman, Adrian. I would say that, in all honesty, because I talked to him, he was the weaker of the 4 performances. He still got a little bit more development to do, but again, that's what we're there for. And we also had Ak. Her name is Aquanetta, but they call her Ak. And she did the jazz and blues, y'all. She had the audience slapping each other.
She showed up.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, man.
I was like, what? Let me look around the corner. She showed out, y'all.
Wow.
Excellent, excellent. So I did get some video snippets. So I'll be putting those individual ones together that will encompass their interview along with snippets of their performances. I think that'll be hot to that.
You know, on that word snippets, I've been hearing that word a lot lately. Is that the new thing for short video clips? Snippets?
No, that's been around for a long time.
All right. Well, I've been gone a while, but not that long.
Yeah, snippet. Yeah.
Yeah, you've been suspended for 2 weeks.
That's right.
Oh, here you go. I promise y'all, I did not suspend this man. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, he don't put it out there though, Bianca, that you suspended.
Lord.
I kind of got to believe.
I wrote an email, a disparaging email, like the Hawks owner did.
Oh no.
He suspended himself. We'll get into that. One of the many owners.
But I will say this. I have to mention Jeezy, a little bit of entertainment news. Hip-hop artist Jeezy is dealing with a situation out there in California where he was arrested and held on $1 million bond.
Oh my goodness.
Something crazy. And TMZ was going in. They were going in because they were like, what's the guy's name that TMZ? Doug, do you remember his name?
Harvey Levin.
Harvey was going in because Harvey said, I rarely ever say this. He said, but I've got to say, I think there's some racism with this one, and this is the reason why. And everybody looked. He said, no, I know I've never said this before. Wow. He said, but this one, I'm going to say it is. He said, because what happened with the situation, there was a shooting that took place. And it took place during Wiz Khalifa's show out there in California. Now, Jeezy, and as well as a whole bunch of other artists, were around, okay? And the gun that was used in this shooting, the police already had it. They already had it. They waited 2 days after to go up to another city where Jeezy was, went onto his tour bus, right? Found a shotgun, which wasn't his, which was one of his other people's, that was licensed and registered, so it was perfectly legal for him to have. They confiscated that, and nobody else, and held him. Said, you did it.
Wow.
He said, what? You don't even $1 million? That's just absolutely ridiculous. He said it was 2 days later. Jeezy was nowhere around, and he said that the only reason why they set it at $1 million, he said it shouldn't have been over 100,000 or something like that. He's the only reason why they set it like that. He said their excuse when they set the bond, I think was it called a bond hearing or bail hearing or something like that. So the only reason why they said it like that because they said that the record company has plenty of money and they might bail him out. So $1 million.
What city?
This was like Northern California or something. I know y'all hear a phone, but it ain't mine. It's next up. Yeah. Wow. People be thinking you're telling the story. I hear a phone ring. That's next door's phone ringing that you guys hear through the broadcast. Just say. So yeah, I thought that was some tripped out stuff. So Jeezy, man, I hope you get through that whole situation because he like, man, it wasn't even my gun. I wasn't even around there. Y'all wait 2 days later, and it's licensed and registered weapon. What do y'all hold me for? Because doggone it, y'all got money. Okay. So yeah, Harvey was going in. He just, for like about 6-7 minutes of his broadcast of the show. That's all he was talking about. Yeah. He seemed to be a little hot under the collar about that situation.
There's a lot going on. He was called in on, I heard him yesterday on the radio, on Colin Cowherd's show. Yeah, talking about the TMZ video and, why didn't, maybe ESPN or the NFL bid for it. And where'd you get the source on the videos? I can't disclose that. You know that.
Man, TMZ, they have definitely taken themselves from, the bottom of the cesspool to really getting some reputable type incredible stuff out there.
TMZ is all over the place.
Yeah,
They
they are.
everywhere.
They are. I'm not mad at them for doing their thing. And we want to look, Bronx, New York. I gotta give y'all a shout out because y'all been hanging with us for a minute. The Bronx.
Bronx cheer.
Bronx in the house.
Bronx. BX. I think that's what they're saying. BX. We got Illinois listening to us as well as Texas and various parts of the United States. Thank y'all for tuning in and listening to the Bianca Burwell Show. We got a lot of stuff that we're going to be covering on today. And like I said, the music is going to be a little, a little of this, little of that. And we have Mayor Bell and Ethel Harris of New Order, National Human Rights Organization. If this is your first time hearing about them, matter of fact, hang on. They're going to tell y'all about themselves. But first up, we're going to have sports in layman's terms because we got a lot of stuff going on there. But keep it locked right now. Shantae Moore talking in my sleep. Bianca Burwell Show. Keep it locked. the music. Doug Layman.
Time to put to you in layman's terms with your Beat Drops Radio sports update. Let's talk about some action. Unfortunately, a lot of the action is off the field and not on the field.
Right.
And we just started with college football last week. The NFL started. I know it's been a while since I've been back. Shout out to the Atlanta Falcons for beating the New Orleans Saints. I know that's old news, but today the new news is that Matt Ryan and Matt Bryant, both the Falcons kicker and quarterback, were named NFC Players of the Week.
Is that right?
That is pretty cool.
Congrats.
As they dominated the New Orleans Saints. You get to see that game?
I missed that game. I was actually working, so I missed it. But I heard all of the, folks were saying they had heart attacks, and
wow.
it, I said I guess it was a good game.
Yes, it was. That's old news, but the new news is both those guys led the team to victory, and they got recognized as Players of the Week. So that's positives in Atlanta. We'll get into some, unfortunately, negative things with the Atlanta Hawks and their ownership and their racist general manager and the team up for sale, this, that, and the other. But let's talk about the story, this sweeping the nation that will not go away, unfortunately, would be the video and Ray Rice. The new video, actually, they have a third video out right now.
Third one now?
This shows a little bit more explicit detail.
Wow.
But, so, let's back up. He was suspended for 2 games.
Yes.
And now he's suspended indefinitely. And the Baltimore Ravens cut Ray Rice. And if you don't know, you should know that he was caught in an elevator assaulting his fiancée at the time.
Yeah.
Video footage.
That's bad.
Released to TMZ. More video footage came out on Monday. A clearer perspective came out yesterday of the footage. After they saw the original footage, the Ravens said, "Nah, you're done. We're releasing you." NFL saying you're suspended indefinitely. The big question is now the NFL is getting a lot of hot heat on Roger Goodell, the owner, the commissioner. And people are asking for him to be fired.
Are you serious?
Then a lot of it's more people want him fired. His days are probably numbered, if you can hear what the media is saying. The NOW organization, the National Organization for Women, President Terry O'Neill has called for Roger Goodell to be ousted as the NFL commissioner. Because a lot of it's going on is like, how can the NFL not get the tape?
Do you think it was just
first of all right, there's just so much with this. All right. First of all, you don't hit women, you don't do that. And they suspend him for 2 games. It's like, that's a slap on the wrist. That's assault. That's just wrong. I mean, that's wrong on so many levels. 2 games. And now they see the footage. Well, you need to go.
Yeah.
You need to go. You're lucky you didn't kill a woman.
Yeah, because I don't know. Did you guys, Ethel and Mayor Bell, did y'all get a chance to see that video?
I did.
I did.
And that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was awful. He shouldn't have did that. But one thing that concerns me is what do people think happened when the first information came out? Did they think we pushed her against the wall and she just fell out or something?
You know what it seems like? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ethel.
Yeah, well, that's kind of like the story that she was telling initially, that she fell and hit her head. And
that's what she was saying?
That's what she was saying, yeah. She defended him.
Still is.
Yeah,
still is. Right now, she is mad.
charges.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off.
That's okay.
Yeah, she's mad at the media.
Yeah, she's mad.
She's mad at the media.
Yeah.
It's just something about when people see video, that it's like, what? But at the same time, like, you're right. Look, the woman he was saying, even if they didn't see the blow that knocked her out or knocked her unconscious, they knew about the people that saw him dragging her unconscious body out of the elevator.
Exactly.
I mean, even from the unconscious body and dragging it, it wasn't like he was carefully, gingerly.
He wasn't. He was like, get this thing.
He was still enraged. He was still upset and whatever. And I heard things from the videos. You can see him. They're spitting and swinging and so the point is, again, the cover up, whatever you want to call it. The NFL should have done something more, and now they're calling for heads. And Roger Goodell, I don't know if he'll be the commissioner in a week from now. Who knows?
Well, some people are asking certain things in regards to domestic violence. as far as, well, why would she defend him? I don't know. I mean, it could be a whole lot more going on deeper than what we know about.
That's
You know,
usually
this might be the one time that, because there's a video that we've seen. That may not be the first time that he's even.
If you look at how he, how his body language was when he was dragging her out. I mean, he was just casually dragging her out. You know, it appears that they fight all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they said. Even if you look at with the lefty, and I'm gonna get into some boxing in a second.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be funny with this.
Exactly.
We got another professional athlete who went to jail for 30 days. And he's the highest paid professional athlete. We're gonna get into Mr. Mayweather in a second with his own comments on this.
Yes.
But it just looked like he's done this before.
Yeah,
Allegedly, you know what? But the
Okay.
point is, it's on camera. People see it. The NFL needs to take a better stand. Nobody needs to hit people or women unless they're professional women boxers in the ring fighting each other.
Right.
I think what they're going to end up doing later on, they're going to let this thing blow over after a couple of years,
And let him
and then they're going to let him be reinstated.
Well, there's already people that are saying he should, And speaking of reinstated, he was originally suspended for 2 games.
Right.
And now it's indefinite, maybe not, maybe never,
Mm-hmm.
So.
But, we all know that the lawyers are going to come into play.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be a lawsuit. He's going to sue the NFL to get him reinstated. And so that time that indefinite statement probably will not last.
Yeah, I don't think it'll last too long. I don't think it'll be some folks, I'm not saying this is definitely not the same situation as Michael Vick, but, even with Michael Vick, I was like, that was an example, man.
That was excessive.
And I was like, good God. So, and that was dog fighting. Like, he got kicked out of the city. He couldn't, folks was burning in Jersey. And wait a minute, we didn't even see a video of dog fighting.
Right.
I'm just, did anybody notice that?
Things are out of whack. I mean,
we didn't even see a video.
That's the same thing as, Josh Gordon getting busted for drugs for the 3rd time, being suspended for a full year.
Well, they don't provide professional counseling for these athletes. That's one thing. And I think there really should be some program put in place where that they provide counseling for these athletes because, besides the sport, what is their outlet?
You might be right. You might be right, Miss Apple.
Well, speaking of outlets and media outlets, Floyd Mayweather made comments yesterday. He's got a fight coming up Saturday night against Marcos Madonna, again, the rematch. But again, off the field, on the field, off the rink action, off the ring action, whatever you want to say. It's not.
Yeah, so
he's at a press conference, and he was asked about the situation with Ray. He says he should have only been suspended 2 games. They should stick to that. Now, Floyd, as I said, spent 30 days in jail for domestic violence. Says there's no pictures of it. There's no no video.
Right.
And basically, he went on to say in his press conference, he said, mind you, he just had an open platform to talk about a fight, but he said that there's a lot of worse things that go on in other people's households. Also, just because it's not caught on video, it's safe to say there's a lot more going on. I wish Ray Rice nothing but the best. And then he went on. When they asked him about his own situation as well, it was never shown on video.
So is he saying to knock her out? I mean, what?
I with that. So he's popping off. I mean, he's constantly in the news. We'll see what goes down. On actually a sport taking place, he is fighting, as I said, Saturday night in Vegas. So I definitely will check that out. We'll have an update on that Monday.
Who is Floyd?
He's fighting the same guy he fought last, Marcos Madonna, who actually really he hurt Floyd, not hurt him physically, but roughed him up, and it's a good fight. And Floyd's got a lot of distractions going on. I mean, 50 Cent calling him out for not being able to read.
Yeah, he was.
Everything.
Every
So I don't know. I'm not going to say every time you go against a man he wins, but he's got a lot of distractions going on right now. His ex-girlfriend suing him and just that. So we'll see. I mean, we'll get in the ring and we'll see if he He'll shut it down.
So who do you think is going to win?
I was thinking, Madonna, but every time I think that Floyd wins, I think Floyd will win.
He's just a,
He's good.
He's a good
He'll
fighter.
get hit.
He's a good fighter.
He's prepared this time. He's not. Another guy's gonna roughhouse and try to, but I hope somebody gets knocked down. I don't care who wins. I hope for me, I hope it's a good fight, and I want to see somebody hit the canvas. Personally,
for boxing's sake, right?
Exactly. We've talked about people hitting the floor. I didn't mean it like that, but yeah, I do. I don't want to see little, sweet science and dancing around and not getting. I want to see somebody get knocked out.
Right.
You want some?
I don't want it to go into the hands of the judges. And now with Judge Bob scores it 113 to 112. Mayweather, we have a split decision.
Yeah,
I got a question for you, Bianca and Doug.
All right.
What's going on with the heavyweight?
You know what? I loved watching heavyweight boxing, but I don't know what happened. They just faded off the scene. Nobody is really. I mean, they don't talk about it. I don't even know who the heavyweight champion is.
Well, it's one of the Klitschko.
Three Russian guys.
Klitschko is still one of the other one is retired. I don't know if it's Vladimir Vitaly, but one of the Klitschko brothers is still doing it. But they're about to.
It just ain't the same.
There's a lot of good.
There's no showmanship in the heavyweight. There's no Floyd in the heavyweight.
Yeah, there's a lot of good young fighters out there, but not in the heavyweight division, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's terrible.
And Mike Tyson, as I said, just read 2 minutes ago before we did this break, he's in the news again for an outburst on a Canadian television TV show.
What is Mike Tyson?
Where he told
he
called the host a piece of this, that, F that, USHIT,
no.
this, that. He went on, I haven't read it all, but so he's.
But see, that's what heavyweight needs to make it relevant again. That's
right.
what the heavyweight needs.
Yeah.
And a good point on relevancy, because I'm going to shake it up a little bit and talk about relevancy here in our hometown of Atlanta, Georgia, where the Beach Drops Radio is broadcasted. The Atlanta Hawks, with their ownership by committee, have got a lot of issues going on. A couple of days ago, majority owner Bruce Levinson wrote a letter basically asking to resign. He said, I'm a racist in the statements that this, that, and the other. I want to get sold out. I want out. And his comments were basically saying that white people, Caucasians, people like myself perhaps, don't go to Hawks games because there's a lot of black people and there's black cheerleaders and stuff.
Too many you doggone black people.
And there's gospel and hip hop, whatever. The point was
the kiss count.
Yeah, in the kiss kick. So let's call it for what it is. At least this owner came out and said it and wrote it. And it looks like he wants out. He wants out.
Do you think that's what it is? I don't know.
I don't think you want to go out like that.
When I first
but
heard
he
about
does. He's like, go ahead.
When I first heard about it, though, and he wrote this 2 years ago, and with all the stuff that happened, I think that they gave him an opportunity. It's one of those situations like at a job, we're going to allow you to resign. Rather than us firing you. We're going to allow, I think that's what happened because to face the alternative would have been terrible. So if he just goes ahead and just says, you know what, this is what I wrote, I'm going to tell on myself. I don't think this is just me personally, I don't think he voluntarily really wanted to do that because it was 2 years ago. But since the whole thing with Donald Sterling took place, and somebody was like, hey, I still got this message.
Right.
Come clean, or
okay. Let me put another spin on it.
All right.
Okay, you say he wanted out, but he was the majority owner, correct?
He is the majority owner.
He's the majority owner.
And then there's a bunch of other owners fighting amongst themselves, and a crazy general manager right now, which we'll get into.
Right. They all fighting amongst themselves. Right. So, who wanted in that spot as the majority owner? And so,
you think that's the motive?
Oh, I think that's the motive. It's money.
You don't think it was another Donald Sterling thing?
No, I don't.
Where I come this big mess, create this mess, and then I sell and I demand a certain amount of money.
No, I don't. I think it was those guys that fighting amongst themselves.
One of them got a hold of that email.
They got a hold of. They did an internal investigation.
I mean, they're having the thing is there's 7, 8 owners that are part of the Hawks. So, and it just gets deeper.
And one is going to merge as the majority.
But they are going to try to sell them to somebody else. And I'm gonna get into the dream list in a second that I just read in Rant Sports, which is somewhat laughable or possible. But also what's transpired. So Livingston is going to be shown the door as one of the owners, the one who wrote the letter. Just recently, in fact, yesterday, the general manager Danny Ferry made some racist comments off the cuff. Which, you already got the Donald Sterling thing. Your own owner is already a spotlight for everything. Right. So why are you just jumping in? I'm just gonna try to read, because reading is fundamental, and sometimes I struggle with it. I tell you, I'm a video guy. I'm not a reader. But basically, this is quoted from Atlanta Hawks general manager Danny Ferry. Basically said about Luol Deng, who's from the Sudan, who plays for the Miami Heat now, who also is a graduate of Duke, same as where Danny Ferry graduated from. So they're fellow alumni. But I don't think they're going to be sharing any time soon together. Basically, what he said about Deng, he has a little African in him. Not in a bad way, but like a guy you see having a nice store in front of you that sells counterfeit stuff out the back. So I don't know.
But that's not in a bad way.
Well, not in a bad way. Not in a bad way, but whatever. And Luol Deng in the most clairvoyant, clearest, most profound way said, well, you know what? I don't have a little bit of African in, I have a lot of African in me. And then he talked about, his heritage and all that. So he's being called out to be fired now. And one of the minority owners within the Hawks who actually let the Atlanta Thrashers get away, who is a knucklehead, is Michael Guerin. So it's a bunch of men fighting among themselves.
How many owners are there?
I believe there were 7. I think it's down to 5, but you have to make a decision. And they all fight amongst themselves. I don't get Danny. I think Danny Ferry's comments were insane, asinine, whatever, however you want to say it. I'm watching it. And keep it clean. But the timing's never right to say things like that. But the timing unless he's trying to make. I don't think he is. I think it's just stupid. Stupid does. Floyd Mayweather's comments, stupid about the timing. So
yeah, you just don't see a video of mine.
Right.
That's why everybody owns you.
So as I reported earlier, yeah, exactly. With the Floyd in the video. There, Rant Sports, a writer by the name of Bradley Sturgis he documented 5 people for potential owners for the Atlanta Hawks.
All right.
And he has statements where he's just not throwing names out. First one, number 5, Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley has expressed interest.
Y'all, I'm sorry. Wait, Gerald is watching, and he said, "Hey, Doug." So, all right, Gerald.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Charles Barkley coming in at number 5 as a potential owner. He's expressed interest in owning a NBA team.
Okay.
I like to see him still do the TNT gig because I like what Charles does. He's a commentator.
Indeed.
Miss Oprah Winfrey, who was expressed interest in ownership of the Clippers, so they're saying maybe she could be the owner of the Hawks.
Possibility.
Magic Johnson, always an owner of the Dodgers.
That's a possibility. Yeah.
Dominic Wilkins, although I don't think he has the financial resources to do it. Unfortunately, that's what I'm hearing. But he's coming in. He's a hometown. And, of course, we always have to throw out Mr. Tyler Perry because he has a lot of money, and he's in the entertainment industry. So that'd be interesting if any one of those 5 would be owners. Just get somebody as an owner there that knows what the heck they're doing instead of 5 middle-aged men fighting amongst themselves like little spoiled brats, losing hockey teams and employing stupid general managers and all that. But let's talk about some positives in ownership.
Yes, can we get some
We talked about a couple weeks ago the Buffalo Bills. Bon Jovi is looking to be the owner of the Buffalo Bills and possibly move them to Toronto and out with some hassle. Well, the Buffalo Bills, which is an historic program, real beloved in Buffalo. They love their Bills. And it appears they're going to stay in Buffalo.
Oh, good.
And it hasn't been officially approved yet, but the owner of the Buffalo Sabres hockey team, Terry Pagola, is now going to potentially be the owner of the Buffalo Bills, so will stay in Buffalo. So at least they're figuring that out.
I'm glad to hear that.
So the
They
Bills probably
glad too.
aren't moving to Toronto.
That's good. They all can exhale there now.
As far as exhaling goes, Penn State obviously is under suspension and allegations with the Jerry Sandusky thing and stuff. Officially now, the NCAA has decided to cut off. Penn State is now full eligible, and next year they'll have their full scholarship. So they're reducing the sentence on Penn State.
Oh, wow.
And I think under the circumstances, I do think that's the right call because you're penalizing the kids. All the coaches have been fired. All the administrators who were involved with this have been shown the door. Who's being punished now is the 18 and 20-year-old kids who weren't even involved in this. And so that's up for debate, but I think that's the right move.
And they got the coach in that they want.
Yes.
Oh,
So
start over, revamp.
So that's a good thing.
Wow.
The TV show, the Biggest Loser. You ever seen that show?
Yes, I have.
Well, they're starting a new season tomorrow night, I believe, and they're featuring athletes this time.
Are they?
Are all professional athletes, whether football players, softball players. They are doing that. One of them is Scott Mitchell, who's an NFL quarterback for the Detroit Lions, Bengals, and a lot of teams. Now, a quarterback, he was going in at rate about 225 pounds. Now he tips the scales at about 368 pounds.
Good Lord, man.
Quarterback blew up. Now I can see offensive linemen wanting to lose weight because they're already big to begin with. But come on.
God,
He's living a good life after NFL. I mean, think about it. 225, it's 100.
He added a whole person.
Right.
Come on and just roll around with me for a while.
So we got some football players in the Biggest Losers. We got softball players. Tennis players. No, I know. He got big. He got real big.
That was a big boy right there.
For a quarterback. I mean,
So we're wearing dresses now.
well, I'm just saying, I think I'm laughing from the standpoint is I can see the linemen. Linemen are walking around at 350 probably when they're off. They're probably 400. But I'm talking about a quarterback.
Yeah, the
quarterback is, hey, I kind of want to get the guys up
That's
front.
the one that's, shaking them off. Now he over there with ho-hos and Twinkies. All right, I'm tripping.
No, but he was definitely doing that.
I'm sorry. I'm pull back.
So you got a room from Scott. Think he can go back to his playing weight?
I don't think so, man. I don't know. He had to really want it. He had to really.
I mean, when
want
you
it.
see ex-athletes, though, they usually do put on some weight.
Yeah, but dang, the whole person. That's a lot, man. I just going. You don't have to undergo bypass. Let me stop.
Right.
Let me stop.
He got big. He blew up.
My comments be somewhere else.
He definitely ate and wasn't active. He ate well.
Whole person. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, I want to close out this. We did have college football games. I know it's Wednesday, but the AP polls are out, and just some movement going on in the top. I'm just going to read a few of the significant spots. Florida State is still ranked at number 1.
All right.
Oregon is now at number 2. Alabama is down to number 3. Just depends which poll you look at. This is the Associated Press poll. So we got Florida State at number 1, Oregon at number 2, Alabama at number 3, Oklahoma at 4, Auburn at 5, Georgia Bulldogs have moved up a couple spots into number 6. Texas A&M with that impressive win is now at 7. They were at 9. Baylor at 8. USC, who defeated Stanford, is now at 9. LSU comes in at 10. So we got a lot of SEC teams. One of the biggest movers and shakers was Notre Dame. They are now ranked number 11th after they destroyed and did that beatdown of Michigan. Notre Dame was ranked 16th. They're now at 11. Significant moves down. Ohio State got worked, and they were in the top 10, and now, well, let's see. I can't see where they're at. Yes. Ohio State is ranked at 22. They went from 8 to 22 after Virginia Tech beat them. And Virginia Tech was ranked 38, and now Virginia Tech is ranked 17th.
So that's Ohio.
So,
now, Doug, you forgot about the University of Mississippi.
I was getting there for you. I was going to say that as my last one. Ole Miss is at number 14.
There
They
you
moved
go.
up one spot. So I'm going to keep you honest.
Yeah,
Keep
it's
you
time for
honest.
this segment to close and all this.
Michigan State dropped to 13th after they lost to Oregon. Big Ten's kind of hurting right now. That's a nice way of saying it.
Yeah.
Now
Thank
you
you,
know the
God.
SEC looks pretty strong. As much as I hate to say it, because I'm a Midwest guy.
well, yeah. Now is Gerald Rose? He's a Michigan fan. Is
Oh, man,
did
you
Michigan
really
make the list?
That's it, man.
No.
That is it. Bye. We'll be back.
Sorry about that, Gerald.
Just in, Notre Dame scored again.
Keep it live right here on the Bianca Burwell Show. We got New Order National Human Rights Organization members coming up. Mayor Bell and Ethel Harris. Right now, I can't describe how I'm feeling right now. Jennifer Houston. I said Houston. Houston. Got me messing up. Who coming up next?
I just
life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself.
You might want to call and have them on now.
Because I had people that believed in me.
And we got one other commercial after this one, and we back in, so they can already be on the phone.
Let me know they can call from Mark's phone because they not answer expected.
It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Aaron has muscular dystrophy and cerebral palsy.
I read the grave for Betty White's out there, Rogers, but unfortunately, he's no longer with us.
Hey,
More than 40 seconds.
We gonna call from Mark's phone because it could very well be mine dropping calls off. So it's gonna be a 919. All right. Okay, I gotta get off to go back to the
Okay. Stop the abuse and promote safety by donating hospital initiatives in care of Aaron Hatchers. They can't talk, we can.
53092 8440.
300.
Back in.
Don't need those speakers on.
You are tuned into the Bianca Burwell Show on the B Josh Radio, your top 45 and R station, New Beat of Atlanta. Just a reminder, because some of you guys have been hitting me up. I can't call. The phone ain't working. This is just to say it again, that the phone piece that I need burnt out. That's just part of being an entrepreneur. Is that not right, Dougie Fresh? Stuff breaks.
It happens.
So I'm waiting on the replacement piece that they say I should have in 3 to 5 days. I'm not looking for it no time this week because that's just how folk are. You know, that's just how it is. It happened during the show on Monday, and we're waiting for that to arrive. But if you want to be a part of this broadcast, you still can, because I see some of you watching. And just go to the bjosradio.com, click on Watch Live, and the Q&A board is up. That means you can click on Join the Conversation. Google Hangouts or Google Plus will pop out, and you can type in your question or comment, and we'll see it come up on the board. So you gotta do, join the conversation, click, and type whatever your comment or question is.
Interact with us.
Yes, and we like interaction too. We like that, so we can look up there. We can look up there and see what's going on, and read it for all those that are watching as well. So in the station, we have New Order, National Human Rights Organization. Tell us a little bit about your organization, because we've got some new listeners that may not have heard of you all before. So introduction is yours.
Well, New Order is an organization founded by Gerald E. Rose. And basically, what we are the watchdog of the community. If you got any rights that's been violated, via your job, via the government, police department, anybody that feels that your rights have been violated, that's what we do. We'll step in and be that voice for you to obtain justice. And then we have stretched beyond that. We have a youth entity of New Order, and the youth entity is doing a number of different things. You know, that's important to have, along with us fighting for justice. But we have to have that youth arm, and to basically you're rearing the youth up to become leaders. So Gerald Rose has done a very good job, and the Vice President, Shauna, is doing a wonderful job. Chief of Staff, John Drummond, is doing an outstanding job. Ethel Harris, Randa Copeland, Donald, and the list go on. And Stacy is our new spokesperson. Tracy Williams is running operations out of Mississippi. Joan is our public relation person. Then we got Faith Holston. So we got everybody in there that's doing an outstanding job, you know. So we have a a huge umbrella, you know, so across the board, and we got different chapters in different states, and so we're attacking issues all over the place, from out west to the East Coast, down south, you know, anywhere that that you feel that you have been done wrong, we are there. We're there to help you out, and we have been there. Gerald probably has been doing it for about 20 years now, and we have been there, been that watchdog in the community. So anytime there's something going on, we will jump on it and make sure that we try to obtain justice for you.
Well, that's hot. I appreciate it, and that's a great introduction. We got somebody that wanted to voice their thoughts. Ethel, who are we about to chat with?
This is Linda Odom, who is the executive director of TRI, Unlimited, which comes under the umbrella of Unlimited Success. And TRI stands for Taking Responsibility for Our Youth. And it is a campaign that was created to preserve and to enhance the welfare of youth of all ages. The intent of TRI, along with the help of the community, is to change or to enhance the mindset of our youth. And in wake of all the violence against and by our youth, I think any program that's geared towards our youth is very important. I'm a part of New Order's Youth Foundation, and we have a lot going on right now, and we just did a video to a song that Linda produced called A Mother's Cry, which New Order was a part of. And we have other videos coming up that New Order is going to be a part of also. So we're partnering in order to try to save our youth. As Gerald Rose always says, who's going to save our youth for us but us? No one is going to save our youth for us but us. And so that's what this project is about, taking responsibility for our youth. And we have Linda on the line.
Let me ask you, before we bring Linda on, you know, you mentioned the song A Mother's Cry.
Yeah.
Who wrote that song?
Linda Odom, the executive director, wrote that song.
Linda Odom. So she's a songwriter too?
She's a songwriter too. She's very creative, multi-talented. She's a very creative person. And I'm happy to be working along with her.
Spell that for me. O-D-U-M?
O-D-O-M.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We got code stuff at the same time. So gotta make sure that the credit go where it's supposed to go.
Yeah. Okay. And hi, Linda, if you're watching, and Ricky. And the song was recorded by a group called Special Forces. That's the name of the group that she created.
All right. Well, cool beans. So let's bring her on right now. Now, is this an instrumental or this is the actual song?
That should be the song.
Okay.
The actual song.
All right. So let's see here. I think we got Miss Linda on the line. I don't know how to adjust here.
Okay, can you hear me?
Miss Linda.
Hello.
Hey, how are you, Miss Lady?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Pretty good. We doing some innovative, creative type stuff.
You know what?
Whatever works.
Whatever works.
Yeah. It is definitely like that. Whatever works. So tell us a little bit. You know, we're going to we got the song right now, A Mother's Cry, that's playing under us right now. So tell us a little bit about that song.
Well, the song is something. It's a song that I wrote because I became angry. There's just too much happening, too much killing, too many children dying.
So that's yeah, I can hear you. Just pretty much.
I'm sorry, too many children dying, and I just decided, okay, let me do something about it. So along with the organization that I started years ago, Unlimited Success, I decided to write this song, and I finished it last year and decided to go ahead and say, okay, let's just do it because we needed support for the organization. So we decided to start a tribe, which is taking responsibility for our youth, that will only be good with children. It will be
Positive.
So that's what a mother's cry is going to support us coming out to talent of our youth.
Okay, well that sounds good. That sounds like a good cause.
Oh yeah, and I just was so blessed because God gave me all of this, but He also gave me some wonderful people to work along with me.
A team is
beginning with the person who I wrote the song, but the person who put the music to it, Ron Sweat, in Chicago, a great producer, and then we have great artists on it like Anthony Norman and Coco and Chuck and Ruff. We got some wonderful people on the song with us, and then I got Ricky, Ricardo, Marshall, my son-in-law who's my partner, and then to put the icing on the cake, Ethel Harris. Oh my God, we have been so blessed, so blessed. So we're just looking forward to the wonderful things that this song is going to do, as well as the others that we have coming. Because we have more.
Well, what are your hopes for the song right now? Where do you see it going?
Well, I see the song going to many different places, like to support, as I said, to support people when a parent wants to play something that their children need to hear, or when an organization wants to play something that the people around them need to hear. They can play this song because it tells a story and it gives a message. It lets people know. We talk about the gang members and the violence and the people that are killing all of this, and we let them know that in the song I had to make one point to them too, is that we care about you too. We want it to stop, but we care about you too because something's wrong. For you to be doing something like this, something has to be wrong with you, you know?
Right.
Because not only do the parents who are losing their children to death, these parents whose children are killing these children, that they're losing their child as well.
Right. That's right.
Right. So the song is putting out a message. We're hoping for it to just go far all over the nation, to be used in different ways, whether it's a jingle or used as a song to support any organization. We just want everyone to use it for whatever cause they need it for. That's our goal.
Anthem. Basically an anthem.
An anthem is what I'm trying to say. I'm kind of nervous.
That's all right. Well, why are you nervous? You on the phone. Don't nobody see you.
I'm talking about something that's very good in my heart. So I want to make sure I say the right thing so everybody will understand exactly what it means to me, because it's so important that this word gets out to people. Because the violence in Chicago, where I live, they call it shutback. You know?
Really?
And it hurts my heart. And I just have to, I'm sorry, I get emotional.
That's all right.
But I just have to make sure that people understand what this song means. It means for people to, I want to put something on their mind, really on their mind, to make them think about what's going on, and to make communities come together. Because one part of my song, it says, I blame you, I blame me. That's why the hood, not community. That means we blame everybody. It's not just one person's fault. It's not just the children's fault. It's all of our fault. It's time for us to unify and make a difference, because we can. All we have to do is just join together, and that's one of the problems that we have as a people. We don't join together the way we should. So I'm hoping a mother's cry will make the people think and come on and join with us and make a difference, because we're here in Chicago trying to make a difference. No, we're not trying. We're going to make a difference.
Yes,
that's our goal. We are going to make a difference.
Yes, indeed.
And we have Ethel and wonderful people like yourself down in Atlanta. Then we're going to spread it all across the world. That is our goal. That is our goal.
Yeah, y'all dealing with a lot. Y'all definitely dealing with a lot there in Chicago. It's just absolutely phenomenal, the things that are happening there, and I don't know why it doesn't get more press, because sometimes people make it appear as if, well, nobody's doing nothing in Chicago, and I know there's some folks that's there, really trying to make a difference and stop all of the things that's taking place. How do you feel about President Obama, that being his hometown? Do y'all expect him to do a little bit more, or shut it down?
Everybody's expecting, because it is his hometown, everybody is expecting him to do a little bit more. But we have to realize something too. So the president has his hands full. Right. It's not just Chicago that he's concerned with. He has the whole United States that he has to deal with. So we want him to help, but we I don't know. It's like I don't want to badmouth my president because I love him, but I
Yeah, you're right. I don't hear too many, too many good things that's taking place, and it does seem like y'all are constantly from being in Atlanta. It seems like it's constantly shooting. It's constantly it's constant death. It's constant basically warring in the streets is the way it comes off is what's happening up there.
I know. That's all you hear. You don't hear about the good stuff. You don't hear about the events that we have where the young people come together and do wonderful things. You don't hear about groups like the Jersey White tumblers. You don't hear about the South Shores Real Team, people like that. And you don't hear about, and you only heard about the Jackie Robinson baseball team because they won. Okay, they won nationals. If they had not won nationals, that you wouldn't have heard about them.
Well, see,
we do have some positive things going on here. We do have a lot of great young people here in the city. A lot of them. So what's happening is you're only hearing about the negative stuff because that's what the media feeds on. They feed on the negative. But it's time for them to bring out the positive as well. And what I'm hoping that I can be an instrument in them bringing it out myself and Rick, because we're working real hard to make this work as far as bringing Special Forces Entertainment together with Unlimited Success and Tribe, which is a program under Unlimited Success, to make a big difference in these people's lives so people can actually see. We want to put the music out there, put the talent out there so they can see these young people. They are really talented, whether they sing, whether they dance, whether they write, whether they play ball, whatever have you. We are going to help them bring their talents out, and that's what Among Us Cry and the other songs that we are creating. That's what we're hoping that the people will support us in order for us to be able to support our program.
Yes.
Okay, so we can make a difference. Trust me, there's a lot of people here that's making a difference. We're going to try.
I believe
I want to hear about it.
So how can people be involved, Ethel and Linda? What are some of the things that people can do to be involved with the program?
Well, one of the things that we can do, right now we're raising funds. That's what we're doing so we can set up this program. We actually raise our funds where we can pay people because I love volunteers, but I do not love volunteers as a mentor. And the reason I say that is because I was a mentor and I was going around to different places and I was seeing a lot of things where people would be there for a while and they're gone. Okay? But if they have a job, they're going to stay.
Yeah, you're right.
It's understandable because people have to make a living. So you can't expect people to give all the time.
That's right. You're right.
I want to be able to pay people to mentor these children. So that's what we're going to be looking for. So hopefully, once we raise the funds, we'll be able to hire mentors and these people that can actually work with these children and train them and with their talents and other things that they need.
Gotcha. So, that's great. Ethel, you had anything you wanted to add?
No, I think Linda has said it all.
She got it. Yes,
yeah, but we will be having a release party around the end of October, the 1st of November here in Atlanta.
Really?
Yeah. So that information is forthcoming.
You got to keep us in the loop. And if we don't have any conflict of schedule, I wouldn't mind being in the building. I don't know. Doug is real busy. He be having stuff that he got to do. I don't know if he'd be able to make it.
I'll check.
but that's the reason why I have the platform, Ms. Linda, is so that we can have a voice, and those things that aren't readily heard in media or mainstream media is heard here. We do have listeners, nationwide and worldwide. So your message is being heard right now.
Thank you so much. We appreciate people like you. That is what we need, more of you, really.
And you know what? I'm gonna tell you what I need from you. This is what I need from you. I need you to go on Facebook and I need you to like the Beat Drops Radio, like our Facebook page. If you don't know how to get into it, go to the website, thebeatdropsradio.com. There's an F at the top. Click on that to take you directly there and share it. So therefore, when we share those stories and the things that's going on with you guys, we can put it there, and that's a spot where we can communicate. And you let me know what's going on, and I'll be more than happy to share it with everyone else.
Wonderful. I'm going to do that right away. Thank you so much.
Indeed. Indeed. Well, we appreciate you now.
Okay.
Keep listening. Keep listening.
We will. Were you able to play the song?
Yeah, it's playing under you right now.
I can't hear it.
No, you can't hear it right now. But yes, it's playing under you right now.
I hope everyone likes it because we only have more to come. I had no idea that I was writing, but God gave me the talent, so I'm using it.
That's all right. Nothing wrong with that. Well, we appreciate you, Miss Lady. Keep it locked right here. All right?
Thank you.
Indeed.
All right.
So, Miss Ethel,
Yes.
how did y'all connect?
Unbelievably, Linda and I are childhood friends.
Really?
And we reconnected on Facebook. I was never a fan of social media, but I am really happy that I became one.
Yeah, because you can connect with some folks.
Yeah, we were friends in elementary school.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? So you can connect with some people now. And people that have grown up and they doing all kinds of things, and you gonna think, like, wow,
Right.
I know they did this, I know they did that. See?
Yeah.
Now, are you from Chicago then too, or was she based or?
No, actually, we both were born in Mississippi, but I was raised in Toledo, Ohio. And
Well, I didn't know you was raised in Toledo.
No, she's a Mississippian.
No, I was raised in Toledo.
Well, I didn't know that you was raised in. When did you go to Toledo?
Oh wow,
Were you still in school?
Yeah, I was still in elementary school. I was still very young.
Where'd you go? I gotta know
Well,
that.
I graduated from Macomber Whitney.
Did you?
Yes.
Don't you know that's why I'm the last graduating class at Macomber Whitney?
Yeah.
So that's what I didn't know. No. See, look, right there. I don't care what you say. Yes, and then what you say when you was in
We'll be
Macomber?
back.
What you say?
I'll bring it to you.
Did you? I took the enterprise when I was there. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. Don't. I didn't know that. Yeah. And you know what? I'm about to tell Gerald by himself right now. We're gonna call him on the line. I'm mad at him. I'm calling him right now, Gerald. You better answer the phone. You better answer the phone. I'm mad at him because he did not tell me that.
Oh wow, yeah.
No, he didn't. Now he said he was gonna be ready. Y'all hear this phone ringing, right? He ain't ready. I'm gonna talk about him bad. I'm gonna talk about him bad. He don't answer this phone. See, there we go. What's going on, Gerald Rose?
What's going on, Bianca?
Man, why you did not tell me that Ethel Harris not only grew up or was raised in Toledo, Ohio, but graduated from my alma mater, Macomber Whitney Vocational Technical High School?
First of all, you knew that. Every time Ethel said that studio, that's no shit, Bianca.
Did we not talk? Did you know that I went to Macomber?
I knew it from your profile.
See, profile. It wasn't discussed.
Okay. Okay, well, you do know that people from Toledo, Ohio have much talent at what we do. Let's show you right there. And I just want to thank Ethel for doing a lot for the organization. She started her own program as well. But it's all about working together. We must show unity, and that's why we all must come together from all races and grab our children. I'm just excited. I know Mark did name everyone, but if we left someone out, I do apologize. But to my New Order family across America, I love them. They're doing a wonderful job, and it's all about doing the work.
That's hot. Now, you had a trip, didn't you?
Yes. Actually, I had a chance to speak at Jacksonville State University in Alabama in response to the Ferguson, Missouri situation. I went up there. I was on the panel with two professors, a police chief in Birmingham, Alabama, and another commander in Birmingham. And I was the only activist on the panel, and I was just giving my opinion on what's going on across America about the police brutality and what do you do when the law enforcement approach you and things like that. So it ain't just that. I can just tell you, Bianca, that God has really blessed me. And the organization is doing wonderful. And as you know, I don't know, I have my health is getting a little better. I haven't drunk. I've been on a water fast since July 4th.
Oh man.
I haven't drunk no sodas and no pop and none of that. So my health is good. I feel young. I'm still young, by the way. I feel young, and because when you're doing this type of work, you have to handle your business yourself. So I'm just excited. But we got a lot going on with the organization nationwide. Like Mark Bell said earlier, my chairman. We doing stuff from the West Coast to the East Coast and out here in the South. We must continue to do the work for all God's children.
And we appreciate that. We do appreciate that. We appreciate everything that you do. And Mayor Bell, did you say that he met somebody?
Yeah.
Now, I have to throw this in. Mayor Bell might have told you. I had a chance to go see the first Lady Michelle Obama the other day.
He mentioned it, but I was waiting for you to give us the whole thing on it. Come on.
Well, I received a call a couple of days ago. About 30 people from the community activist group was invited to come. I was like, man, God is good. And I got a call back from the Secret Service to do a background check, which I knew I was going to have no problem, to make sure everything was clear, you know, and I attended the see Michelle Obama.
That is hot.
I didn't get to shake her hand, but you know what? I could tell my grandkids, you know, when they get older, that I had a chance to meet the first lady, black African-American woman in office here in the United States. And what she talked about, it was a very strong message. It's important to vote. If you're not voting, you're part of the problem. You know, so we got to be a part of the solution. This is critical. The election year is coming up. You know, so there's a lot going on, but I had a chance to do some serious networking, and it was some powerful people there. But you know what? Somebody has to be watching New Order. You know why? Because they contacted us. So
yes.
Somebody's doing something. So it ain't I, it's we. We are doing the work from every board member in New Order.
Now, where exactly was this meeting? I'm sorry, you might have probably already said. Where was it?
The meeting was down at the historic site next across the street from Ebenezer Baptist Church, where Dr. King used to preach at back in the 50s and the 60s. And again, Reverend Womack, who I hope I'm saying his name right, was talking about, you know, he's one of them pastors that's coming outside the four walls, you know, not just in his pulpit preaching the gospel. He told people, hey, you got to get out and register to vote. You know, so I love to be around. And then I'm going to tell you right now, within a couple of weeks, I might get criticized or, oh, well, I'm about to call out our black churches. You know, I think our churches need to be more involved. And I got to thank my public relations director, Ms. Joan Redman. She wrote up a powerful speech. It's called Powerful from the Pulpit. You know, and I am going to be coming public within a couple of weeks. Got to kind of slide back a little bit because there was a lot of things that was going on. But we will be coming up talking about, you know, how the black churches must get back involved.
All right, man. We appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate you, Bianca, and congratulations on you, how you branched off in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And you're doing a wonderful job, you know, and you continue to do the good work for yourself.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. We're going to have to make sure that you guys are in the house during the next thing that we do there in Chattanooga.
All right, thanks.
All right, have a good one.
And Mark and Elsa, thank you as well for what you're doing as well.
He can hear you. Y'all can talk. They sitting there like, are we? Y'all, they just sitting there like, yo, okay, we got it.
All right, Gerald.
All right, have a good one. Love y'all.
All right. Yeah, gotta make sure we get the man in. Real quick, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take like just a short break, and then let you guys close out on some of the stuff that you know, real quick, what's going on. All right. So give it up right here on the Bianca Burwell Show.
Start something. Big Brothers Big Sisters alumni, please start something and learn more at Big Brothers Big Sisters. Make sure you tune in every Sunday morning for Sunday morning inspiration right here on the BigDropsRadio.com starting at 9 a.m. Again, every Sunday morning inspiration right here on the BigDrops Radio 9 a.m. Make sure you tune in. Download the TuneIn app so you can take it wherever you go. Radio app, radio and station, streamer radio, we are available. Make sure you get that inspiration to you.
Again, the Bianca Burwell Show, and I'm sitting here with Dougie Fresh,
Back in the mix.
Ethel Harris, and Mayor Bell of New Order, National Human Rights Organization. And I want to kind of get into, you know, you guys will let us know what it is that you guys got going on currently and the things that we can be involved in. And let us know.
Well, currently what we're dealing with at the present time, there was a another beating with the police officer or the police department, the sheriff department down in Oxford, Mississippi. And you had a gentleman who was sitting out in his car and he was asleep. Now, the sheriff department said that they were looking for somebody who had killed someone in another county. Well, when they had the picture of the person, they had the address of the facility that they were supposed to go to. Well, I guess when they were driving by, they saw this person sitting out in his vehicle. So he was asleep, and they shined a flashlight in his car, and, you know, it startled him. He woke up, and I guess they asked for him to get out of the vehicle, and he didn't get out fast enough, so they pulled him out, pushed his head down on the concrete, busted his forehead, busted his knee up, and then after all of that, then they asked his name and ID.
What?
So yeah, they didn't do it up front, not at all.
After they beat him down, then you're gonna say, by the way, who are you?
Exactly. And now this was the sheriff department. The city police wasn't supposed to be there, but two officers from the city police came over anyway. Now, mind you, they were not supposed to be there. They wasn't called. They overheard it on the radio. That wasn't even their jurisdiction. But so they came over and got involved in there. And so even one of the police officers was saying, "You got the wrong guy." That's what he was. One of the police officers was telling the other officer, "You got the wrong guy." So even with that knowledge, they still roughed up the guy.
They mad about something?
Well,
somebody done pissed them off, and they just was like, "We just gonna beat down the first person we see."
Not the first person, the first black person. Yeah, and you know, then after all of that, after they found out it was the wrong guy, then they said, "Okay, we're sorry. You're not the one we're looking for." You know, so Gerald Rose placed a call into the sheriff department, and Tracy Williams went down there and had a meeting, which it was supposed to have been while she was having a meeting with the sheriff and the deputy sheriff, they was going to put Gerald Rose on the line, but the sheriff said that no, he didn't want that to happen. So that prompted us to take more action, more direct action. And so now they are, you know, scrambling, trying to get a conference call set up.
Wow.
You know, because, I mean, realistically, that type of activity cannot go on. And we will not stand for that to go on. And that's the reason we have to be the watchdog of the community, because how could they do something like that coming off the heels of all of that violence in Ferguson? How can they do something about that? But let me tell you,
you think, you know, there's not going to be really any national attention or repercussions? You're going to do what you
exactly. Now we have been dealing with the Oxford Police Department and the Sheriff Department since April now. Now they have made some little small strides, which they're going to start wearing body cameras now.
How do you feel about the body cameras? Do you think that's going to help?
I think it's necessary. I think they should keep it on anytime they make contact with an officer. I don't know how it's going to be set up, whether it's going to be automatic somehow to come on, you know, because if they can just flip it on and flip it off whenever they get ready, you know, that's waste. Waste of money at that time. You know, so it needs to be streamlined as to where this camera automatically comes on. You know, or else they don't waste city money, taxpayer money. You know, and then they're taking steps to train to have an open training with the citizens. Now there's a twerk in this because they're going to have an open training with the citizens. Well, let me tell you what they're going to do. When you fill out the application process, they want all of this unnecessary information. You know, they got a whole list of criteria. Who, you know, if you're involved with an organization, list that, where you're working at, they want to know that, how long you've been in your house, unnecessary stuff. If this is an open training, why you need to know all of that? You know, if you're doing it for the benefit of the citizen. Right. You know, I mean, what's the catch there? Are you just getting background information? So now everybody got, I mean, you done gave them all your information now. You know, is that what it is? I mean, come on now. If you're gonna have an open training, you know, all you need is a registration form. You know, your name, you know, telephone number. You know. Right. You don't need all this excess stuff. You know, I mean, that's ridiculous.
What they doing
wrong.
It's an epidemic. It's an epidemic that's going on in the United States. You got city after city, you know, state after state. Even the UN has voiced their opinion and said that, you know, hey, America is being excessive, you know, with policing because of the mistreatment of the African Americans. So now, you know, that's major when you got the UN saying something.
That says a whole lot.
Yeah, that says a lot. You know, so. But again, we appreciate you having New Order on the station.
I look forward
to give a voice to the voices.
Indeed, you know, I always look forward to what's going on in the community with the community gut check. You know, trying to see what's happening. Ethel, real quick.
The song "A Mother's Cry" will be available this weekend on iTunes and CD Baby, and also the New Order National Youth Foundation will be having a golf classic fundraiser on October the 18th at South Winds Country Club. At South Winds Country Club, and you can register on site on the day of the event. It starts at 9 o'clock in the morning.
It started at 8, y'all. 8 in the morning.
8 in the morning.
And you can get in touch with New Order at 1-800-346-5138.
All right. We appreciate you guys for coming in. Dougie Fresh.
You can check me out on beatdropshow.com, Social Selling TV, or Top Sales World Blogging Video Contributor.
If you haven't done it already, make sure you do it. Go to thebeatdropsradio.com. Go to the top. You see the F right there. That is for Facebook. Like us on the Facebook page. And after you like us, then suggest it to everybody else, to all your friends and enemies. Ain't that what they saying? Bible study.
Yes.
To everybody. And make sure that you tune in every day right here for the Bianca Burwell Show 3 to 5. And then follow us on Twitter at Beat Drops Radio. At Beat Drops Radio. My Instagram is Bianca_Burwell. Coming up, we got Master Christian Dog Show.
He's getting ready to bark all over the metro.
So if you own a dog or a pet, somebody, you need help. They chewing up every doggone thing. That's the man that you need to talk to. Just saying, be tearing up stuff. You be like, I'm about to beat the dog.
They sniff a lot too. I don't get all that sniffing.
All
That's
that
what I
jumping on your sound. All that. So stay tuned because there's a lot of y'all listening and we appreciate it. The Brooks, BX, Illinois, everybody, we appreciate you guys. And then later on tonight, Full Belly Radio from 7 to 9 p.m. It's always crazy. It's going to be a house full in here. I'm pretty sure you guys, if you've been listening to that show, you know it's going to be crazy. So we appreciate y'all. New Order. We'll see y'all next time, right?
Yeah.
All right, then. Have a good one.